Let's talk about yesterday's match. As planned, it was a piece of cake, although it wasn't that smooth, especially in the second part of the first half, in which Monza really outran us. They ran more than us. I don't know if this is because usually teams that struggle to stay in the first division tended to train very well in the beginning of the season to kind of surprise their opponents and build up the points that they need at the end of the season to get safe right in the beginning. So I don't know if there is a mismatch in preparation and physical shape, or if Inter maybe yesterday wasn't as brilliant as usual, because I saw them doing very well physically in the preseason. I don't know what was the reason, but anyway, after the first incredible atomic bomb from the Sultan of Swing, Chala, after that there was a tie from Varela, and I have to say this is the only negative side of yesterday's match. Akanji didn't perform quite up to his standards. Yes, it was only one time when Varela was able to dribble him, but Varela used his body very well, and he scored with merit. So in that moment, Inter kind of lost it a bit, because we are kind of psychologically in control and we know how strong we are. So when these things happen, they kind of off-put us. But in the beginning of the second half, everything has been put in place, because probably Kivu talked to the team, and after going to the locker room with a 1-1 in the second half, Inter really came back stronger, and was able to score first with Zelinski, and then the third goal from magical Bisek with a great play, because he was really moving like a forward player, not like a defender, close to the goal. And then the icing on the cake, the cherry on the cake is Pio Esposito's heel goal, which just closed the match. So, all in all, kudos to Monza, because they played a good game, especially in terms of pressing. They were pressing really up high, and that put Martinez in a lot of difficulties when he had the ball in his feet. In fact, one time he risked so much, even a couple of times, but I want to give credit to Martinez, because he needs a little time to get the distances, to understand the defensive movements, and I think he has the right personality, the right talent, and the right concentration to succeed. So yesterday I would give him 6- because of those couple of doubtful touches he had, and also because apart from the goal, where I think he could have done maybe a slightly better move, maybe he could have touched and deflected the ball, but it was a good shot, but maybe he could have deflected it. But apart from that, nothing special. It was never really cold in action. So it's 6- for Martinez. Bastoni, I think, is still suffering from last year's disasters. We all know what happened with the national team, with Kalulu in Inter-Juventus, with the talks of Barcelona. You can see that he's not the usual Bastoni, so I would give him also a 6-. Akanji is a 5.5, because again, only one time Varela left him in place and ran away and scored, but that one little time he has a big responsibility, because he let Varela turn on his right foot, which is something you shouldn't do if you're a defender and if you're just outside of the box. So it's a 5.5 for Akanji. Bisek, 7+. 7+, because in defense we never really saw him suffering at all, and forward thinking, his attitude when he runs in attack is fantastic, and the goal he scored is well deserved. I honestly think that, considering the age, the talent, and the physical power, Bisek is our best defender. Then in midfield, I would start with Barella, an honest 6.5. Did pretty well in general, nothing exceptional, but pretty well. He gave the right pace to the match. And with Barella we had Zelinski, who scored, so just because of that I'm going to give him a 6.5, because apart from the goal, he wasn't too much in the center of the action in general. And Chala, 7.5. I don't care. When you score those goals, it's a 7.5, even if something is not right during the match in terms of passes, because it's not the usual Chala yet. But he deserves the 7.5 because he uncorked the match. Then on the wings we have Di Marco, I would say 6.5, and on the other flank Diouf, 6+. Both impactful, but not as much as they could. And then we go forward with Lauti. Honestly, it's a 5+. I mean, he's clearly out of shape. He played only because his name is Lautaro. And Pio, best man on the pitch, together with Chala and Bisse. Pio, I want to give him an 8- because he scored an incredible goal, but apart from that, he kept every single ball, letting the team move forward, gaining falls in the right positions. So, I mean, amazing job from Pio. I mentioned yesterday that he wasn't at the top in his preseason, but yesterday he did probably, according to me, honestly, one of the best games since he plays in Inter. So yeah, he deserves an 8-. And the substitutions, I don't think they deserve a vote because they played too little. So we saw a little bit of Stones in the fence, a little bit of Luis Enrique in the middle, and Bonni. Bonni actually is the only player that I would like to give a vote to, and I would like to give him a 7 because he came into the pitch with the right attitude for once, because that's his weakness. He doesn't have grit. He came with a great attitude on the pitch, and I loved the way he played, so I'm going to give him a 7. And that's pretty much it, I would say. Sucic is another player that came in with the right attitude, and I loved it. So actually, I'm going to give a 7- to him as well. And that's all. Kivu, 7.5, because you know what? He brought the right concentration to the team. He was great, and the reason why I give him this grade is because he substituted Lauti instead of Pio, In other times, Lauti would have stayed on the pitch, and this would have been a problem. And as we saw, Pio stayed on the pitch instead, and he scored a fantastic goal. So kudos even to Kivu. That's all I would say. It was so good to watch a match of soccer again after all this boring summer, and Inter made it even more fun, scoring 4 goals and deserving a great win. See you.